Hello friends, welcome to the platform of Darshanik IAS. This is Akshay Kadam. So on this platform Darshanik IAS guys, today I am going to discuss some topics of UPSC's ethics paper. Okay, so guys, I have already uploaded on my YouTube channel of Darshanik IAS some lectures related to ethics paper discussion or ethics paper answer writing related or case study formatting or case study discussion related videos. So do check them out, and there are many other videos and interesting reels related to current affair and other important bits or shorts that I have uploaded there. So do check them out. So today guys, on the platform of Darshanik IAS, I am going to discuss with you the important topic that is there in your syllabus. So your UPSC ethics syllabus guys starts with the philosophy segment, and in philosophy segment they have mentioned few topics. Okay, one topic is guys ethics and human interface, and under that topic ethics and human interface there are some subtopics, that is essence of ethics, determinants of ethics, and consequences of ethics in human actions. Okay, so these three topics are there. So today guys, I will be discussing one small module of this topic, that is essence of ethics. Okay, so what is ethics in human society? So what do we understand by term ethics? Then we'll try to understand essence of morality, and then we'll try to compare ethics with the morality. So this will be very basic discussion of this topic, ethics versus morality. So let's begin this discussion guys. So in essence of ethics guys, first thing that we will discuss is the ethics morality, okay, and how we reason about ethics and morality, or which one is good, which one is bad, the comparison of ethics and morality, and some ethical reasoning on that topic that we will discuss. So guys, what is ethics? Okay, now if you Google or check out many books, there are very complex definition of ethics. So that is not exactly guys, these definitions will be useful if you don't able to reproduce them in your paper accurately, because I already told you guys, whenever you are writing answer to the ethics, you need to focus on core terminologies used in the paper. There are a lot of value loaded terminologies in ethics paper, like ethics, morality, normative ethics, meta ethics, moral absolutism, moral relativism, act consequentialism, rule consequentialism, categorical imperative, etc. So there are 300-400 such a core terms, and if you don't write this core definition, standardized definition, then you will not get good marks. Okay, writing standardized definition, to the point definitions is very important, not only in your ethics paper but all general studies paper as well as your optional papers. Okay, so you should be keeping in mind that aspect. Okay, and that's why, so whatever definitions you are preparing, then choose the easy definitions. Okay, that will help you score good in your paper. So guys, one of the easiest definition of ethics that I came across was the John Dee's definition. So I think this definition will help you or it is very important to memorize or easy to understand. And what is this definition? I will read the definition first, then I will go on explaining what is ethics by using this definition. So guys, what this definition says, ethics is the branch of philosophy that deals with what are good and bad ends to pursue in life. Okay, it is therefore a practical discipline whose primary aim is to determine how one ought to live and what actions one ought to do in conduct of one's life. Now guys, this definition you will have to mug it up as it is, because each and every word of this definition is very important. It communicates one significant aspect of the ethics paper. So why, what is important about this definition guys? So first word, ethics is the branch of philosophy that deals with what are good and bad ends to pursue in life. So understand guys, ethics is the branch of philosophy. So then what is philosophy? Guys, philosophy is a very open-ended subject. Okay, even in physics you have the philosophy, that is metaphysics. Even in chemistry you have the metachemistry. So philosophy is a study or any branch of a knowledge, okay, can be considered as the philosophy. So philosophy is very open-ended subject, very wide subject. under which comes a small topic or one subject, that is ethics. So what is relation between philosophy and ethics as such? So guys, ethics will tell you what is good and what is bad, right, wrong. This is unethical, this is ethical, this is immoral, this is moral. So any branch of philosophy that deals largely or primarily with right and wrong, goodness, badness, morality, immorality, ethical, unethical aspects, then that's called ethics. But in philosophy, this debate is already there, but philosophy also discusses points beyond that. Okay, philosophy is very open-ended, okay, where it discusses question like, do we need God for morality, where morality bonds from or takes birth from, etc. So what after death? All these open-ended questions, okay, are there in philosophy. So philosophy is very wide domain, very wide subject, and ethics is the branch of that subject of philosophy. Okay, so that's why your definition should start with the word ethics is the branch of philosophy that deals with what are good and bad ends to pursue in life. Okay, what are good and bad ends to pursue in life? It is therefore a practical discipline. Okay, it is therefore a practical discipline whose primary aim is to determine how one ought to live and what actions one ought to do. Now going ahead with the definition. So I hope you understood the basic first part of the definition, that ethics is branch of philosophy that deals only with what are good actions and bad actions, what are good ends and bad ends to pursue in life. What you should do, and this is the moral thing you should do, this is ethical thing you should do, this is not ethical, don't do. So ethics deals with this basic understanding, what are good and bad ends to pursue in life. It is therefore a practical discipline. Now this word is very, very important, that it is a practical discipline. Now what I mean by that practical discipline? So guys, there is a theoretical physics and then there is a practical physics. There is a theoretical chemistry, there is a practical chemistry. There is a theoretical biology, there is a practical biology. So ethics, what ethics is, whether it is a theoretical subject or practical subject, or it is not practical subject. So the word practical discipline means ethics is a practical subject. Okay, now why this word is significant in the definition? So guys, see, there is a theoretical physics and there is practical physics. So if we know how electron moves, okay, that's theoretical physics, but using that electron, producing electricity or producing the light bulb, that is the practical physics. So same way guys, in ethics, if you only debate about the things, like what are good and bad ends to pursue in life. Okay, we discussed that these are the good ends to pursue in life, these are the bad ends to pursue in life. Okay, किसी फिलोसोफर ने, थिंकर ने, बुद्धा महावीरा ने हमें बता दिया कि these are the good ends to pursue in life, these are the bad ends to pursue in life. चलो हमने वो पढ़ तो लिया. Okay, but what if आपको समझ में तो आ रही है चीजें सही गलत, लेकिन आप उनको डे टू डे लाइफ में इंप्लीमेंट ही नहीं कर रहे हो, प्रैक्टिकली उस पर काम नहीं कर रहे हो, then what's the point? So same way, ethics में guys, if you have the subject of a ethics, where physics, where there are only theoretical physics, this is what electron is, this is what atom is, this is what gravity is, but we can't use them to apply in day-to-day life. We can't develop mobile phones, satellite, rockets, etc. Then what's the use of physics? So what's the use of biology if there is only theoretical biology, but we can't increase the lifespan of the people? Okay, so then what's the point of biology if we can't save or alleviate people's pain, if we can't do surgery and cure people? So guys, biology has a significance only when it is a practical subject. So same way guys, in ethics, knowing only what are good ends to pursue in life, knowing only what are bad ends to pursue in life or shouldn't be pursuing in life is not enough. Whatever theoretical debate we are doing in ethics, what is good, what is bad, what is ethical, what is unethical, we should be able to teach that to the society, okay, practically. So practical teaching is a very important aspect in ethics. So we need, or we should be able to teach the ethics subject practically. We should be able to inculcate morality in the society, ethics in the society. Okay, we should be able to teach that in our schools, in our education institutions. Okay, in a family, parents should be able to teach ethics to their kids, etc. If that is not possible, then ethics as a subject is of no use. And that's why guys, ethics guys is a practical discipline. So practical discipline is a very important word in your definition. So ethics is the branch of philosophy that deals with what are good and bad ends to pursue in life. It is therefore a practical discipline whose primary aim, what is this primary aim? Is to determine how one ought to live, how you should live, and what actions one ought to do in conduct of one's life. Okay, now there is this word, okay, how one ought to live and what actions one ought to do in conduct of one's life. So this ought actions guys, what is the significance of this ought word? Now guys, in ethics there is a one big domain or discipline, is ought gap of morality. Now what is this is ought gap of morality or this topic? So on that is ought gap of morality, it's a very technical subject or technical topic. Okay, I will discuss that is ought gap of morality in my classes of ethics on the platform of Darshanik IAS. So on Darshanik IAS app, I will be launching the ethics courses. There you will get in detail, okay, this debate of is ought gap of morality. This is very important debate that you should know for your exam preparation. This is very technical debate. I can't go in detail of that right now in this lecture. But in this lecture guys, I will largely or primarily will focus on to give you this hint of that topic. So what is the significance of this ought word in the definition? So there is, as I told you guys, is ought gap in morality. Now, so what is this is and ought, or in दोनों के बीच में there is a gap, and is, that is what is ought gap of morality. So what is this is ought gap of morality guys? So see, there are many things, like when I discuss in my offline classes in Delhi where I teach, okay, in different institute like Khan Study Group, etc. So where I am teaching in Khan Study Group, whenever I discuss this topic with the students, most of the time students ask me कि सर ये तो हमने ये आप जो बता रहे हो ऐसे इथिक्स में ये सही वो सही ये गलत वो गलत, लेकिन ये तो हमने पहले ही लेकिन सोसाइटी में तो ऐसा हो रहा है, ओके, सोसाइटी में ऐसी चीजें हो रही है. सो गाइज, कोई चीज सोसाइटी में हो रही है, ओके, डजंट मेक इट द पार्ट ऑफ इथिक्स पेपर. ओके, सोसाइटी में बहुत सारी गलत चीजें हो भी सकती है, हो भी रही हो, दैट डजंट गिव इट अ वैलिडेशन. Just because things are happening in the society doesn't make it correct, okay, because there is a is ought gap. What ethics paper deals with is a ought things, and what we understand by ought, that this ought to be done, this should be done, there is no option available, there is no exception, this is the right thing and we should do it. So what is ought gap of morality says that what is happening in the society is not our concern. What is the concern of ethics is that what ought to be done, what we should do in our life, okay, what ought to be done, what is happening in society is not the subject matter of ethics paper. So let me give you some examples of this is ought gap of morality. So I see 150 years back sati practice was happening. So in 1830 sati practice is happening in Indian society, okay. That doesn't make sati practice correct. Okay, your tradition could be wrong, and what matters to ethics is a society, okay, ought society where there is no sati practice. Sati practice ought to be abolished. तो ethics को matter क्या करता है कि जो कोई चीज सोसाइटी में चल रही हो doesn't make it correct or not subject matter of ethics paper. Subject matter of ethics paper is what ought to be done. तो सती प्रैक्टिस चल रही है लेकिन वो गलत है. This is happening but it is wrong. What we want ought society where there is no sati practice. तो सेम वे सती प्रैक्टिस वॉज एबॉलिश्ड. उसके बाद नया इशू आया विडो रीमैरिज का. तो इंडिया में विडो रीमैरिजेस इजंट हैपनिंग. ओके, नाउ वी आर इन अ ऑट सोसाइटी. ओके, इथिक्स पुश्ड अस टुवर्ड्स ऑट सोसाइटी वेयर देयर इज नो बैन ऑन विडो रीमैरिजेस. ओके, तो सेम वे व्हाट इज हैपनिंग एंड व्हाट ऑट टू बी डन. सो मिडिल ईस्ट में बहुत सारी चीजें आज भी चल रही है. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल स्टोनिंग टू डेथ समवन एटसेट्रा. तो बहुत सारे ऐसे लॉज भी चल रहे हैं अफ्रीका वगैरह में. दैट डजंट मेक देम करेक्ट, एंड व्हाट वी शुड बी फोकसिंग ऑन व्हाट ऑट टू बी डन. ओके, मोस्ट ऑफ द मिडल ईस्ट कंट्रीज में वीमेन्स के राइट्स बहुत प्रॉब्लमेटिक सिचुएशन में. ओके, तालिबान स्टॉप एजुकेशन टू द फीमेल्स. So what is happening in Taliban or Afghanistan doesn't make it ethically correct just because it is happening. What matters is what ought to be done. And what ought to be done? That we need to create ought society where there is a feminism, equal empowerment, gender equality. Okay, there is no oppression of female rights. Each and everyone, irrespective of his age, sex, gender, race, place of birth, should get equal opportunity to grow and develop. So what we need to do is create a ought society. So is ought gap of morality. What matters to ethics is ought. Same way, guys, let me give you a few more examples like homosexuality. Few years back, till Supreme Court gave its verdict in Nash Foundation case, okay, 3 years back, okay, homosexuality is crime in India. But now we are in ought society where homosexuality is decriminalized, is no more a crime. Same way, guys, is ought gap में, okay, homosexuality के इसमें भले वो decriminalize की गई हो, even still today, homosexual marriages are not legalized. So we are in is society where homosexual marriages, okay, is not legalized or are not legalized. But what matters to ethics is not what is happening in society. What matters is what ought to be done. And we need to create a ought society where, okay, there should be or we should legalize the homosexual marriages. So what matters to ethics paper is, guys, what ought to be done. In which direction we should take the society and what is the ideal ought society that we should create. That is the subject matter of the ethics paper, and that's why ought word in the definition is very important. Okay, so guys, I explained you in the definition why ethics is a branch of philosophy, okay, why it is considered practical discipline. So आगे definition क्या कह रही है? It is therefore a practical discipline whose primary aim is to determine how one ought to live and what actions one ought to do in conduct of one's life. So how one ought to live and what actions one ought to do in conduct of one's life. That's what matters to the ethics paper. So understand, guys, these 3-4 words, that it is a branch of philosophy that deals with what is good end and bad ends to pursue in life. It is practical discipline. It tells you what ought to be done. Okay, this, guys, is a very, very important part of our definition. And that's why, guys, whenever I tell you, whenever you are preparing ethics paper, optional paper, there are a lot of thinkers or definitions. You should be mugging those definitions, writing them to the point. These value loaded terminologies, okay, or such a key point, keywords is very important. And you write such a definition with the keywords, definitely you will get very good marks. It gives the impression that you have studied subject, okay, well, you are not a naive philosopher, naive psychologist, okay, you write like a well-known, well-read person. So this is what, guys, definition of ethics, the most easiest definition that I found useful for you. So prepare or use this definition only. Then, guys, so for now we have understood ethics. Then what is morality, or what is the relation between ethics and morality? So, guys, relation between ethics and morality we will discuss now. So just to give you understanding of ethics and morality, relation between ethics and morality. So, guys, ethics are the rules provided by an external source, a basic definition, while morality is necessarily, okay, is your personal compass about right and wrong. So generally, when I am in offline classes, I ask students, okay, raise your hand, those who don't eat non-veg. Many students raise their hands. So I ask them, why you don't eat non-veg? Now many students say, I don't eat because religion says so. I don't eat because there is this month in which non-veg is not allowed. Someone says, I don't eat non-veg but I eat eggs. Someone says because family doesn't allow. Okay. Then many will say that I don't like taste of it. I don't like smell of it. मैंने कभी एक जानवर को काटते देखा था, okay, मुझे बहुत वो nauseating लगा, बहुत पेनफुल लगा, सो आई डोंट ईट, या मुझे डाइजेस्ट नहीं होता, पसंद नहीं, टेस्ट पसंद नहीं, एक्सेट्रा. सो ये जो सारे बच्चे हैं गाइस जिन्होंने ये मुझे रीजनिंग्स दिए, आई टेल देम इन द क्लास दैट ये बात जिन्होंने बताई दैट आई डोंट ईट बिकॉज माई रिलीजन सेज सो, कास्ट सेज सो, अलाउ नहीं है फैमिली में. ओके, दीज पीपल आर इथिकल बट नॉट मोरल. व्हाट आई मीन बाय दैट? दे आर इथिकल बट नॉट मोरल. तो पॉइंट इज गाइज दे आर डूइंग द राइट थिंग. यस, ओके, that they are respecting other person's life or animals' life. They are respecting being non-violent. They are not hurting animals, etc. That's good thing to do. But you are doing that because someone else is telling you. Religion, caste, society, culture, nation, laws. Okay, they are telling you what is right and wrong, and you just simply follow it. Then you are ethical. But morality, guys, stems from within. Morality comes from your conscience. Moral reasoning. Morality comes from your mind, सत विवेक बुद्धि that you have developed, the moral reasoning that you have developed. अगर आपका रीजन आई डोंट ईट अगर वहां से आ रहा है, आपके इंटरनल रीजनिंग से आ रहा है, ओके, यू डू समथिंग बिकॉज यू बिलीव दैट इट इज राइट टू डू एंड दैट्स व्हाई यू डू इट, ओके, देन यू आर नॉट जस्ट इथिकल, यू आर मोरल. तो फिर आप बोलोगे सर बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स ने ये भी कहा कि आई डोंट ईट नॉनवेज बिकॉज आई कैन डाइजेस्ट इट, आई डोंट लाइक टेस्ट ऑफ इट, या मैंने जब जानवर को काटते देखा था वॉज वेरी पेनफुल, नॉशिएटिंग, एटसेट्रा. तो ये भी उनके अंदर का रीजनिंग है, उनका इंटरनल रीजनिंग है. यस गाइस, वो उनके इंटरनल रीजनिंग है, लेकिन इट इज नॉट द रीजनिंग ऑफ अ कॉन्शियंस. उनकी कॉन्शियंस की आवाज नहीं है. ओके, दैट इज सिंपली देयर बायोलॉजिकल रीजनिंग. दैट इज नॉट देयर इंटरनल कॉन्शियंस का रीजनिंग. अब इसमें क्यों ये मोरालिटी में नहीं पकड़ा जाएगा? बिकॉज आप क्या बोल रहे हो कि आई डोंट ईट नॉनवेज बिकॉज आई डोंट लाइक टेस्ट ऑफ इट. तो कल दिल्ली में जाके करीम्स में खाना खाने गए, ओके, सडनली स्मेल आई एंड यू विल स्टार्ट लाइकिंग द टेस्ट, देन यू विल स्टार्ट ईटिंग. तो आपका रीजनिंग जो है ना वो बहुत शेकी ग्राउंड पे है कि आई डोंट लाइक टेस्ट ऑफ इट, क्योंकि जिस दिन टेस्ट बदल गई खाने लगोगे. आई कांट डाइजेस्ट इट, तो जब डाइजेस्ट होने लगेगा नॉनवेज खाने लगोगे. आई डोंट लाइक व्हाट यू कॉल, जो मैंने जानवर को काटते देखा वॉज वेरी पेनफुल और इसलिए मैं नहीं खाता, या नॉशिएटिंग. तो अगर कल पेनलेस मेथड आई जानवरों को मारने की, तो फिर क्या खाना सही होगा या आप खाने लगोगे? तो ये जो रीजनिंग्स है ये भी मोरालिटी में नहीं आते. मोरालिटी में बायोलॉजिकल रीजनिंग नहीं होनी चाहिए, मोरालिटी में आपके कॉन्शियन का रीजनिंग होना चाहिए. सो इथिक्स एंड मोरालिटी दोनों में जो बेसिक एग्जाम्पल से मैंने कंपैरिजन बताया कि आप इसलिए नॉनवेज नहीं खाते बिकॉज रिलीजन, कास्ट, सोसाइटी, फैमिली, एक्सटर्नल सोर्स टेल्स यू, देन यू आर बीइंग इथिकल. बट यू डू समथिंग बिकॉज योर इंटरनल कॉन्शियस टेल्स यू, you believe that to be right, then that is morality, and that is the comparison between ethics and morality. Now अब ये जो comparison है guys ethics and morality के बीच में, इन दोनों में अभी जो मैंने example दिया non-veg eating का, so what I told you that you do something because external source ethics, internal voice morality. तो मैंने नॉनवेज इसलिए नहीं खाते बिकॉज फैमिली, कल्चर, रिलीजन सेज सो, यू आर इथिकल बट नॉट मोरल. हाँ, आपको लगता है कि एनिमल्स हैव राइट्स, आई शुड रिस्पेक्ट एनिमल्स राइट्स, नॉन वायलेंस, वायलेंस इज रॉन्ग, आई शुड बी नॉन वायलेंट, एवरी एनिमल हैव राइट टू लिव एंड यू रिस्पेक्ट दैट एनिमल्स राइट टू लाइफ. इट्स योर इंटरनल वॉइस. अगर ये आप फॉलो कर रहे हो देन ऑब्वियसली ओके यू आर मोरल पर्सन. आप आपके अंदर की आवाज, अंतरात्मा की आवाज, इंटरनल कॉन्शियस पे कोई भी डिसीजन ले रहे हो. सो दैट्स योर मोरालिटी. अब ये जो इथिक्स और मोरालिटी का फिर मैंने कंपैरिजन बताया. व्हाट अबाउट दोस पीपल हु ईट नॉनवेज? ओके, क्योंकि मैंने बोला आप रिलीजन वगैरह बोल रहा है इसलिए नहीं खा रहे हो, यू आर इथिकल, आपको भी वैसे ही लग रहा है यू आर मोरल. ओके, लेकिन फिर बहुत सारे लोग खाते भी है, बहुत सारे रिलीजन्स में अलाउड है, सैंक्शनड है. ओके, ये नॉनवेज खाना. बहुत सारे रिलीजन में अलग अलग कास्ट के लिए भी अलग अलग रूल्स है फिर नॉनवेज खाना उस रिलेटेड. तो फिर what is about those people who eat non-veg? So in that aspect guys, okay, whether those who eat non-veg can be termed immoral, तो उसके लिए guys, okay, it's not that easy conclusion to pass. आज तक morality में इस पे कोई कंक्लूजन पास नहीं हुआ है। और इसलिए गाइज ओके, इस चीज का आंसर समझने के लिए आपको और एक चीज समझनी पड़ती है, दैट इज डिस्क्रिप्टिव इथिक्स, नॉर्मेटिव इथिक्स एंड मेटा इथिक्स। इथिक्स के 3 डायमेंशंस, 3 ब्रांचेस है। तो क्या सही क्या गलत, ये जो ब्रांच हमें बताती है उसको बोला जाता है नॉर्मेटिव इथिक्स। बट बियॉन्ड नॉर्मेटिव इथिक्स गाइज, देयर इज अ वन अदर ब्रांच ऑफ इथिक्स दैट इज कॉल्ड मेटा इथिक्स। And before passing judgment in normative ethics about what is right and wrong, this is eating non-veg is bad or non-vegetarian being good, ये norm आप दे रहे हो, judgment you are passing. Before passing any judgment norm right about right and wrong, okay, you need to focus on meta ethics, and in meta ethics you need to answer higher level question, whether do animal have rights, okay. एंड आज तक इस क्वेश्चन पे बहुत सब्जेक्टिव डिबेट है, इसका कोई कंक्लूसिव आंसर नहीं मिला, ओके, बिकॉज यू कांट मोरली फॉल्ट लायन फॉर किलिंग अ रैबिट, ओके, एंड दैट्स व्हाई। और जब हम नॉनवेज फूड खा रहे हैं तो देयर इज अ वायलेंस, बट बहुत सारा वेजिटेरियन फूड हम जब खा रहे हैं, खेती कर रहे हैं, बहुत सारे सॉइल बैक्टीरिया मारे जाते हैं एटसेट्रा, तो बहुत सारे डेथ जो हम वी डोंट सी इट विजिबली। या मेरा एक फ्रेंड है, ही डजंट ईट नॉनवेज, okay, doesn't eat what do you call eggs, chicken at all, pure vegetarian, is a vegetarian person, but he drinks alcohol. लेकिन वो अल्कोहल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में कितने बैक्टीरियाज की भी जान जा रही है। सो हाउ यू डिफाइन दैट और अलाउ दैट और डोंट अलाउ दैट, इस पे कोई डेफिनेशन या आज तक थिंकर्स में कोई सोल्यूशन नहीं है मेटा इथिक्स में। दैट्स व्हाई वी कांट पास एनी जजमेंट इन नॉर्मेटिव इथिक्स। तो अभी मैं इसमें ज्यादा डिटेल में नहीं जा सकता। डिस्क्रिप्टिव इथिक्स, नॉर्मेटिव इथिक्स, मेटा इथिक्स काफी टेक्निकल पार्ट है, हेवी पार्ट है, ओके, उसके लिए अलग से 3-4 घंटे का लेक्चर लगता है। सो इन माय ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म क्लासेस आई टेक 1 लेक्चर एंटायरली ऑन नॉर्मेटिव इथिक्स, मेटा इथिक्स। तो मेटा इथिक्स पे ही 2 लेक्चर्स होते हैं जिसमें बहुत सारी डिबेट की जाती है अबाउट मोरल एब्सोल्यूटिज्म, रिलेटिविज्म, ऑब्जेक्टिविज्म, सब्जेक्टिविज्म, हाउ वी लर्न मोरालिटी, इन व्हाट स्टेजेस मोरालिटी डेवलप्स एटसेट्रा, किनको अधिकार देने मोरालिटी में, who have rights, okay, in morality, ये सारी जो हायर लेवल डिबेट्स हैं मेटा इथिक्स की, आई विल डू देयर इन द क्लास, ओके। सो बेसिक अभी इतना ही समझना, इथिक्स कम्स फ्रॉम एन एक्सटर्नल सोर्स, मोरालिटी कम्स फ्रॉम इंटरनल कॉन्शियंस, बॉर्न्स फ्रॉम योर सत विवेक बुद्धि, ओके। सो बेसिक कंपैरिजन और डिफरेंस बिटवीन इथिक्स एंड मोरालिटी, ओके।